making this to go lengthways. I'll take a look and see how that looks like that's going to work before cutting more of them. Sorry about the lighting in here. I have no power right now. Ouch. Got to get everything dialed in here. But nice thing about doing this with a square, like I said, I mean, you don't have the chalk lines to deal with, which is kind of nice. I don't have to worry about sanding off chalk lines, because I'm not going to do a ton of sanding to this. Oh yeah, I got plenty. Heck, it'll fit a 4-inch base there if I wanted. We'll have to just check that out and see how I want to do that. I was hoping for it to not be that wide. But I think that's okay. A 4-inch trim around it should be just fine. Probably just do one complete board over here, but we'll see. Sage, are you inspecting my work? You think I'm clean enough over there to put this down? With that whole thing, so I'm gonna start here, and that should give me, I might come down a little further than that, but I want to make sure I have enough for both sides here. So that's at 34 degrees. I'll just start right here. So basically, I'll go over here like this, find my cut line. I'll look at my level here. This is just the way I'm doing it. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It's just how I am doing it. That's the top. That's how that's going to go. This is the bottom. All right. A little bit. So I'll cut this to start with to give me a little bit of a wedge to work with so I can fold it in there. You know, you can see it right here. So my line runs diagonally here. I'm going to cut here. This whole little triangle is going to come out. Now on here, my bend point, I'm going to draw a line. Right here is that's where I'm going to fold it in. This part, I need to cut so I can fold it, because with that there, I'm not going to be able to. It's just going to be too tough, I can guarantee you. So let's get this part of the wedge cut. Nice thing is if I screw this up, I still have another partial here. There we go. Okay. Working my way up to the peak, you can see that triangle came out that I wanted out of there. There we go. That's what I was looking for. To where I can get these across like this. I'm not worried about, now on the back side here, I got to mark this because I want to take off this little bit. Now what's going to happen is, as I do this, in theory, I'm not worried about the top being perfect. All I care about is the face being perfect, because over this is a ridge cap. So I got this log here that I'm going to use. It's a fir, and it's going to be interior walls. I'm going to make 1/2-inch boards out of this, as many as I can. And then tomorrow, after they've had overnight to dry, because they're super thin, and I don't want them to dry too long, they'll start cupping and warping. I cut this early spring, so it's far from a dry log, but when I cut these boards, they're going to dry out pretty fast. And the sooner I get them on the wall, the better chances of keeping them straight. And you know, there'll be some cracking going on, but that's okay, it just adds character. So let's get it up here on the mill. Back up a little bit here. I think I'll work on getting the door installed here soon. I have another idea. I have a broken hatchet. The handle, I think I can carve it out and repair it, make it a little shorter, put the hatchet on it, get a piece of plate metal, put a slot in it, and then take it down and have somebody weld it for me, because I don't have a welder and I'm not going to buy one for a little job like that. And I'm going to use that hatchet, it's an old one, as a door handle instead of that piece of bent wood on the interior side, because I've got the old cast iron hinges and stuff. I'm doing a slide lock, a bolt lock, as well as one on the outside that can have a padlock on it. But I'm also going to put an old school handle on it to match that metal. So that's all coming pretty soon. I have that stuff coming from the UK, the final pieces. I'll be starting to work on the handle. I don't know what Sage is barking at. It's the second time this morning. I've had underneath, I left the door open on my little storage unit underneath the cabin and a coyote or a fox has gotten in there and started making a home. So I got to keep that door shut. Anyways, let's fire this thing up and start cutting. So this is the width of the boards. They're just under 8 inches wide. That's what we're going to be putting on the walls here soon. This thing's about 10 inches or so. I need 24 half-inch boards from this. I'm not going to get it from this probably. Anyways, I'll be back with you in a little bit. And at some point late in the week, I expect to have the rest of my correct materials for the roof. The roof would be done right now if it wasn't that I got the wrong colored material. It's a dark forest green as I'm using on the roof, and I got a light forest green in place of the stuff I needed. So, I mean, I still have the materials. They said just keep it. I'll use it for something at some point. I'll figure something out. I am going to build another shed to put storage in down here for immediate tools that need to be worked on down here, so I don't have them up with the Quonset hut, which is a pretty good hike from here. I'm keeping a lot of my stuff separated. My work area is far separated from my living area that I'm going to be in, so I don't have to look at this. Not that it's ugly, it isn't. It's just this essentially will be my work area, and this building here will essentially be my guest area until I get my log cabin built down below. That's another cabin I'm going to build. That'll be a resurrection of an old log cabin. So it'll all be done. Every build that I'm doing is going to be built differently. So I just want you to know we're going to go from this traditional build to a timber frame to build to a log cabin build. And I plan to do all that over the next few years. So hopefully you'll watch and stay tuned for all of this stuff, because it's all different materials for a vast majority of people. And it's spread out through 40 acres. So it's not like one time frame's not going to run into another. I'll just put it that way, because this is, like I said, modern build, and then we're going to start going back in time, and that's the plan. And the materials, and even some of the tools. We'll still be using this mill for a lot of things, but when it comes to log cabin, probably not going to be using the mill for that too much. Maybe for some shelving and some other stuff, but as far as the main build, probably not. Even the roof, I'll probably use logs for. Shingles, yes, I will use this for making the shingles. I could use a fro, and I may use a fro. I have one. I gotta cut a couple more boards here. That way I have at least an extra one or two. They'll get used up sooner or later. But you never know if there's gonna be a splitting one or a warping one. So, you know, I always watch the grain and keep the arch side out. That way if it warps in, the nails will keep it in place and it won't warp. Whereas if I do this, they'll probably do that and they'll pull out the nails and curl. So anyways, a couple more to do.